Welcome to the second video of Adobe Flash tutorials. In the previous video, I gave you some basic introduction about Flash and its workspace. Now let's look at the drawing models available in Flash. Flash provides two drawing models which are Merge Drawing Model and Object Drawing Model. The Merge Drawing Model automatically merges shapes that you draw when they overlap each other. To see it in practice, let's draw a rectangle. Now let's overlay a small rectangle over it. Let's change its fill so that it will be distinguishable from the bigger one. Alright. Now let's select the smaller rectangle and move it to different place. As you can see, the portion of the bigger rectangle that overlaid the smaller one is removed completely. So this is Merge Document Model. The second model, that is Object Drawing Model, draws shapes as separate objects. The objects do not merge together when overlaid. The shapes are created as separate objects and you can manipulate them individually. When you use this model, each shape you draw is surrounded by a rectangular box. You can use the pointer tool to move the object by clicking and dragging to new position. So let's do the same action in practice to understand this model. Select the Object Drawing Model from the Tools panel. Draw a rectangle. Now overlay a small rectangle over it. Change its fill as we did before. Now select the small rectangle and move it to different place. As you can see, nothing is removed from the bigger one. Both the rectangles remain separate objects and you can manipulate them separately. So before moving further, let me explain two display formats which a computer can display a graphic in. They are vector format and bitmap format. Knowing about these two formats will help you to work more efficiently with the graphics. In vector graphics, image is displayed by using lines and curves called vectors. Vectors also include color and position properties. When you edit a vector graphic, you are actually modifying the properties. So that's why when you resize a vector graphic, it does not change the quality of its appearance. Vector graphics are resolution independent. On the other hand, bitmap graphics are described using colored dots known as pixels. When you modify the bitmap, you actually modify its pixels rather than the properties of lines and curves. That's why they are resolution dependent, and editing the bitmap can drastically reduce its quality. There's much more to learn about them which is beyond the scope of our topic. So let's start learning about the tools in Tools panel, and we will start with the selection tools. We have arrow tool, which is also called selection tool. It's used to select one or many objects on the stage. You can select stroke or fill of an object by simply clicking the stroke or fill of an object. Clicking the stroke will select its stroke only, and clicking the fill will select its fill only. You can also select text block. You can also select a line by just a click. If you want to select all the connecting lines, double click on any one of the connecting lines, any one of the line segments, and it will select all the connecting lines. If you want to select both fill and outline of the shape, then double click the fill and it will select both outline as well as fill. You can also draw a rectangle using the selection tool around the objects that you want to select. Alright. If you want to select irregular areas in your drawing, you can use Lasso tool. Lasso tool is used for freehand selection. To select using Lasso tool, select the Lasso tool from the Tools panel, then just drag the cursor to specify the boundary and stop where you started. Alright, so it will select the area which comes into the boundary and you can manipulate it separately. To create a straight edge selection, select the polygon mode modifier in the options area. On the stage, set the starting point, then click at the next desired point to set a line segment. Do the same for all other segments, and when you are done, double click and the selection will be completed. Alright, so that's it for this video. In the next video, you will learn about free transform tool. So till then, goodbye.